Tuesday's Reflection by Tom Gordon. Today's reading is taken from Mark 11, verses 15 to 19. Jesus and those who followed came to Jerusalem, and Jesus entered the temple and began to drive out those who were selling and those who were buying in the temple. And he overturned the tables of the money changers and the seats of those who sold doves. And he would not allow anyone to carry anything through the temple. He was teaching and saying, "Is it not written, 'My house shall be called a house of prayer for all the nations'? But you have made it a den for robbers." And when the chief priests and the scribes heard it, they kept looking for a way to kill him, for they were afraid of him, because the whole crowd was spellbound by his teaching. And when the evening came, Jesus and his disciples went out of the city. Reflection. Rachel's husband was dying in the hospice, and she was distraught with grief. There was no prospect of any meaningful in life for her when her husband died. Life would not be worth living without him. The journey to death was distressing enough. The aftermath of his death was too horrendous to comprehend. Such was her faith, and she turned to her church for comfort and reassurance. But worship, which once brought her strength, gave her little consolation. The hymns which she once sang with vigor was now made her too emotional. The content of the liturgy, once a joy in its familiarity, was empty of meaning. She had become uncomfortable in her church. It was, she said, an alien place, and God had abandoned her too. Her prayers were dry. Her isolation was total. So she went to her priest for support, for she needed someone to help her make sense of what was happening in her life, in her church and with her God, and her priest surely would understand. "Why is this happening to me?" she asks her priest at the door of the church after Sunday worship. "Why is this pain and suffering? How can I feel good about the church again? Why is my husband dying when he is the love of my life? How can I find hope when there is no hope? Where is God when I need him the most?" And the priest smiled and said, Now, it can't be that bad. And anyway, it's all part of God's plan, and we just have to be patient and wait for understanding to come." Rachel was crying when she told me her story. She had her fist clenched, and her knuckles were white. She was distressed. She was angry. "What did you say back to your priest?" I asked gently. "Well, I'm only little, and anyway, I was far too polite to punch her. So I said nothing and went home and took my anger out on my sitting room door, and I slammed it so hard I broke the glass. Did it help?" "You bet it did. I've never been so angry. Bloody priest, what kind of church does she want us to have? And see that God when I get hold of him. He will get what for as well." And Rachel, feisty, angry, honest, real Rachel, smiled for the first time in ages. My why is a question, because it has a question mark at the end. But it is no question, this why, for it has no answer, no pat response to make it go away. It is what it is, a cry of pain, a longing for peace, a yearning for something to make sense. So listen to my why and accept me in my pain. Be with me in my distress and do not turn me aside. For I am what I am, and that includes the why. My how is a query, because it sounds like that when I say it. But it is no query, this how, for it calls for no response, no explanation to make it all come right. It is what it is. I fear for the future, a passion for clarity, a prayer for some hope again, to be attentive to my how and know me in my suffering. Wait with me in my anxiety and do not shut me out. For I am what I need to be, and that includes the how. My rage is disturbing, I know that, because not what you expect, but it is real for me. This rage that needs not your pious judgment, nor your rejection for this angry me. It is what it is. An anger at my God, a rage at this injustice, a fury at the suffering I must endure. So understand this rage and be patient with my fury. Bear with me in my lashing out and do not bid me harsh. I need you now to know acceptance is your healing love for me. So listen to my why, for it drives out meek submission. Be attentive to my how, for it overturns my passive faith. Understand my angry rage, even though it makes you more afraid. And come, let us go on and find again what's true, and tell again what's honest, and know again what's real, and wait again for hope and healing love. Amen.